This is Paimon's Advocate, answering the question no one asked, who is Paimon's Advocate? Hello. I would like to say that I make myself available. I don't have my name out there, but you could feasibly look up pictures of me and find me online thanks to the fancy Google image search. And poof, you would have images of me. You could look things up about me. It would be inconvenient. It would be inconvenient. But I have a lot of sharks in the water, specifically about me, already. So, making it inconvenient for you to find my name makes it very clear that if you are looking for my name and use the information you find to attack me, that you are being intentionally malicious. Why is this important? Because, as Stefan Molyneux has pointed out, there are inherent sadistic tendencies in people. If I leave a gaping opening for people to just claw their way at, then everyone will. Everyone will. But if it's an opening that, you have to go through some work for, and we know people hate work. Hate it. Then it would show real maliciousness for you to go through that trouble. And it would show real, genuine interest for you to go through the trouble and not show hostility. The reason that I have so many sharks in the water is because I'm a trans woman. I'm not ashamed of being a trans woman. I'm openly a trans woman. I'm transitioning from male to female. I identify as a woman. I am proud of being a trans woman. Pride. Pride in being a trans woman. Well, it's not necessarily something that is an achievement. I was born with it. But I went through it, and it's made me who I am today. The conflicts of being a trans woman are what's made me think, what has given me the freedom to not be what I would have been if I had stayed in the extremely religious environment that I was born in. That conflict, that cognitive dissonance, gave me the freedom to explore other options. It gave me the freedom to look at the world in a completely different way than other people may look at it. And that's a beautiful thing. Why would I not be proud of having experienced this beautiful thing? So I'm very into trans pride. Maybe at some point I will say my actual name on here, just because I'm not used to beating around the bush on things like that. And I'm not really afraid of you. I just want to make points very clear on the full extent of the maliciousness of people that attack me, for the sake of good logical argument imaginable in the future. So, who am I? Why Paimon's Advocate? Because it ties back to the trans pride. Paimon is a devil. So now you're like, oh, devil's advocate. I get it. Paimon is a king over many legions of demons in the Key of Solomon, the Lesser Key of Solomon. Totally not going to say that Paimon exists literally, but as a metaphor, Paimon represents me and many others very well. Paimon is described as a man with the face of a woman, representing metaphorically the transgender community. Paimon is represented as a avid lover of philosophy and deep thinker. When kings were trying to summon Paimon, they were trying to find a devil's advocate so that they could have a conflict with their beliefs and help themselves to grow. And the final aspect of Paimon that I find very interesting is that Paimon was not considered completely evil. What do I mean by that? Of course he was considered evil by Christians. He was a devil. But kings that claim to have seen Paimon said that Paimon was a very kind, gentle, loving person who just had a few personality flaws like cross-dressing and being very loyal to Lucifer. That's what made him evil. And I think that also shows the hypocrisy of people being against particular viewpoints when they are logical, although contradictory to what you believe, and to be against certain identities when they're kind, although against the identity that you prefer people to express. I mean, if you want the freedom to have a religious point of view, the opposite point of view should be able to be expressed. In fact, it will only help you to grow. That's another part of the hypocrisy, because they were summoning Paimon to help them grow. This opposing point of view, which necessitated Paimon being evil, was something that helped them to grow. It was necessary for them. So that's why I'm Paimon's advocate. This is Paimon's Advocate, and I hope that you go through many, many beautiful conflicts today, and that you grow. May you face your complete opposite viewpoint. And I hope that you both argue logically.